up, what up, what up? This is your boy Angelo Young again with the Daily Opinion Podcast. Fact check, not checking no facts, but we are checking facts today, baby. Let's get into it. So, basketball news. I don't know if I've ever brought this up on the podcast, but I'm a huge LeBron. I can't say huge. I'm a LeBron fan. Anyone that says that he's not the GOAT or he's not the best to ever do it, don't. In my mind, I'm like, you don't understand numbers or you don't understand basketball. This is the only two ways that it could possibly be like this. I only say that because in my mind, when you have, and this isn't a sports podcast, if you're logging in for the first time, this is just me going off. I want to get away from the Israel war and the whole President Trump thing real quick. Just something light, something easy. So now I feel like everyone can understand this as long as, again, they either understand the sport or they understand numbers. So what is the best player? The best player to me is someone that you would want on your team for the entire longevity of their entire career, essentially, right? So it's like you wouldn't want to get someone like, even though, let's say there was an imaginary NBA player that dropped 100 points a game and 10 assists or 20 assists and 30 rebounds every single game for 1 year, right? It's like that would be nice, and he's going to be a good player, obviously, but having one really good season versus one literally fucking unbelievable season versus 30 seasons of like consistency, 30 plus points. In my mind, I'm like, I would rather the more consistent player, even though he's not the best, I get more time with him, and that allows us to win more championships. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's not just about, let's get, the blow up player real quick. In my mind, longevity plays a huge role in it. So when I look at it, actually, let me see if I can't bring this up. When I look at it, LeBron James obviously passed Kareem. I actually saw a stat today. They said the difference in points between LeBron and Kareem, because I think he broke the record 2 or 3 years ago, the scoring record. The distance between the scoring records of LeBron and Kareem are Drew Holiday and Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's pretty fucking crazy. Giannis is like 46, and then Drew is like 116th. That's ridiculous. And he's still in the league. He's probably going to play at least one more year. I think he's done after this next year. He's been kind of getting into golf, and, his kids are getting older. They getting into the league. I think he's going to go in with his, two sons and be like the only, triple team father and son duo or whatever. But, yeah, so pretty much looking at it, it's like, okay, like LeBron never had any issues with press, which it seems like Jordan did when he dropped out for 2 years. So it's like you get 2 more years of him, number one. Jordan, I believe, may have had better points. Actually, let me go ahead and just bring up both of these folks. All right, I brought some things up right here. So just looking at the season stats, we got points go to Jordan. He got 30.1 points of all time. Points per game, and LeBron is about 27. LeBron has 7 assists per game. Jordan has 5. LeBron has 7 rebounds a game. Jordan has 6, which is pretty interesting. But again, the main thing here is I'm like longevity wise, 20 plus elite seasons for LeBron. I want to say it's 21. He came into the league when he was 18. He's 41 right now. It's 23. It's 23 seasons versus Jordan's 13 seasons of him scoring 3 extra points more than LeBron. I'm like, do I want 3 extra points or 10 more years of elite shit? Like, clearly you want 10 more years where you can build around a all-star player. You see what I'm saying? And number 2 is that LeBron played all the positions. He's the only player to play a full season as every single position. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. Jordan, I mean, he may have switched around, but I feel like he's mainly played shooting guard and small forward. LeBron guard all 5 positions. Jordan cannot do that. He can't bang with a center, and the only real thing that people have with Jordan is that they're like, well, he got 6 rings. I'm like, the whole ring debate don't even matter because Bill Russell got 10. So unless we want to say Bill Russell's the best, like, what are we talking about here? So we can't even incorporate rings, right? And then the next one is like, well, he went to the finals 6 times, or he went to the finals and won 6 times. I'm like, what about them times he didn't go to the finals at all? So LeBron went to the finals 10 times, lost 6 times, still got 4 rings. Jordan went to the finals 6 times out of 13 fucking years and only got 6 rings. So I'm like, that's crazy to me. And then number 2, this is what is the biggest tell for me, is that when LeBron, let me look this one up too. Let me make sure. Yeah, so I got the numbers right here. So yeah, pretty much, and this is the craziest thing. I'm like, if you understand how this works, I don't know how you could even possibly think this, unless you're just an old head where you watched Jordan when you was young and then you was like, bro, you just don't know, like, the way he could just take over a game. It's like, yeah, there was the Jordan rule. Literally, there was the Jordan rule. You couldn't touch the nigga. It was a joke throughout the entire league. You couldn't touch him. You was gonna give him free throws. Like, come on now, let's keep it real. And then number 2, the defense was totally different back then. You had to guard up on your person. It was ones, pretty much. It was just ones. It was 5 niggas on the court, but it was all just ones. You know, if you double teamed, you had to completely come off of your assignment. Like, it was stupid. It's not the freelance form that we have nowadays where everyone can move to either side or guard whoever they need to guard. Like, that's, this is completely different shit. So I'm like, they made a rule for the nigga to do better. And LeBron, like, you could see him in the finals. He's getting fouled up and nobody's calling shit. I mean, obviously he is getting free throws, but again, he's gotten hit with, Giannis, and they didn't say nothing. They were like, hey, shit, that's just a game. But here, going back to the whole, like, when they left, how'd everyone do? So 1993 to the 94 series, after Jordan retires after his 3rd ring, so the first three-peat, right? The record previously, when they won their 3rd ring, was 57-25. Guess what the record was after he left? 55-27. They only lost 2 extra games that year. So I'm like, you didn't have that much of an impact if your team, which is mostly the same from your championship year, they lost you, but they only lost 2 games. And they lost in the second round of playoffs. They still went a fairly good way. Like, come on. That's crazy. And apparently in the lockout season in 1998, there was, like I said, it was a lockout, so they only played like a few games. So their record was 13 out of 37, which, to Jordan's credit, was the worst in the Eastern Conference. But I had to do a little bit looking because I was like, wow, this is a steep drop-off. Like, I wonder what their roster looked like. And so in 97 and 98, they had, the big 3 pretty much. They had Jordan, they had Dennis, they had Scotty. I guess I should have said Scotty before Dennis, but whatever. They had Kukoc. They also had Steve Kerr. Let me see who else. I don't know anyone else on this team. Ron Harper. I don't know anyone else. So yeah, so I guess the major players are obviously the big 3, Jordan, Rodman, Pippen, and then they also had, some nice bench players, Steve Kerr, who was like 40% shooting all time, I believe. Steve Kerr, Harper, Kukoc. Very, like, legit team. Now, who's on the 98 and 99 team when they had the lockout season and they had the worst team in the Eastern Conference? I don't see no I don't see no Scotty on here, and I don't see no Rodman on here. I also don't see no Steve Kerr. And they got Kukoc and they got Ron Harper. So that's why they probably went a bit lower than what they normally were. Because I'm like, this is crazy. So you have to lose your big 3 for you to become a shittier team versus when you leave, you're supposed to be the best one playing. You still got, your team only loses by 2 extra points. It's ridiculous. But let's go and see what happened with LeBron's team. So when LeBron James left for the first time, when he left Cleveland the first time, 2010 to 2011 series, the record the previous year was 61-21. Their new record was 19-63. They damn near averaged as many wins as the lockout season for Jordan. 19. That's a loss of 42 games. You know how good you got to be have a plus minus, or not plus minus, but to account for 42 wins for your team. That's ridiculous. And then it's just crazy. So here we go. 2018-2019, LeBron goes to the finals. The previous year in 2017-2018, they won 50 games, lost 32. Now, when he leaves, their record dips to 19-63. That's actually pretty. Yeah, so a loss of 31 games. Same exact thing. All right. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I don't know how you can leave a team and then they still do damn near just as good and you're supposed to be the GOAT. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that you also are better in points than him, but he's better at literally everything else. He also has a decade of longevity on top of you. Like, and then you talk to Old Head and it's just like, bro, but Jordan could jump high, bro. It's like, nigga, LeBron would fucking put a poster on this nigga. What are you talking about? Yeah, his shoes sell good. Like, that's great, but I don't know. It's so silly. It's like when you start looking at it, it's like, what are you talking about? The nigga scored 3 extra points. LeBron has 3 more assists, so technically 6 extra points because he's getting his team involved. He's also guarding better than Jordan because everyone already knew that Scottie took on the best offensive player on the other team. Jordan didn't want to be the number 1 defense, even though he did win 9 times the defensive whatever thing. Defensive, what is this thing called? Let me look. All defensive first team. So Jordan had 9 all defensive first teams, 1 defensive player of the year, and LeBron had 5 all defensive first teams and no player of the year. Okay. I mean, that does say something, but again, I'm like, was Jordan really that good at defense? Because also I believe it came out that they were attributing steals and everything to him on home games. So I'm like, are we going to go back through and change all these stats up to contribute to like what Jordan's real legacy was? Or are we just going to stay quiet about it because his shoes are selling real good? Because it would fuck up the money for a lot of people if Jordan wasn't as great as people said he was. He wasn't just a nigga that could barely hit threes, had an okay midi, and could dunk really good, really well. And that's kind of what ingrained himself in people's minds. But, hey, look at in my mind, I'm like, look at the numbers, look at how much more you get out of, one piece versus like, oh yeah, that guy jumps really high and looks really good and punches his fucking teammates in the face. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, it's just so silly to me. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Why Jordan's team stay good? I don't care about any of that shit. But yeah, either way, all that to say, there, with LeBron, he has the chance to break another record. Like, he already played with his son, which I don't believe anyone else has ever done. But he's also probably going to play with both of his sons and start but have the first NBA triple trio, I guess. Shoot, I should just make this whole episode about NBA shit. Here, let me see if I can find. Dang, where'd that thing go? Here it goes. Here you go. So this seems to be what the plan is. Because, I mean, the fact that he's clearly, he's not checked out, but he's definitely like, okay, I made my money. Like, I'm cool. I'm 41. I probably don't want to be doing this for too much longer. I don't talk to LeBron on a daily basis, so I don't know what he's thinking. But pretty much in order to get all 3 of his sons on the team, they're assuming that they're probably going to have to go to Cleveland for this. I mean, that would be the best way to do it. Like, hey, have a farewell tour. His sons ain't really, like, Bronny really ain't been playing good these past 3 games, I believe, but just been getting abused, which really sucks. He's a great in the G League. He does very well in the G League, but seems like the NBA is just a whole different gear that he can't keep up with, and not to say he's not a freaking unbelievable athlete. He obviously is if he's even sniffing the NBA. But yeah, it's just rough because I also think that he kind of has a target on his back. I don't know that to be for certain. He might just, it might just be like, hey, we know he's not as good as us. We can abuse him. Obviously these guys are going to find any way to get extra points, like make themselves look better. Like, it makes sense. Like, you got to look good to make sure you continue getting your contracts. I don't think a lot of these NBA players got a fallback. It's once you're done hooping, like you better have made enough money to last the rest of your life because that's what you put your time and effort into. Like, and I don't know how many NBA players are actually, I don't know how many NBA players are actually putting money aside or money away to, like, because I know that they go through classes, but I'm like, are they even listening? Like, they had to go through classes in college too. I don't know if they're actually learning or if they're just going to class to make sure that they satisfy whatever rule or standard the school has in order to be a college athlete. Because I believe Ben Simmons was, or maybe it was Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon, he came out and he was like, like I went to classes, I didn't do anything. And even I think it was UNC. I don't know which school it was. I'm gonna actually see if I can find it, make sure I'm not saying anything wrong. Yeah, so I was right. It was UNC. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. That was a pull. But yeah, what's it called? So these classes are called paper classes, which started between 1993 and 2011. I don't know. I feel like another school just got caught for doing the exact same thing. But it involved University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where 3,100 students, many of them athletes, took paper classes. These courses required no attendance, no instruction, and only a single paper for an automatic high grade, keeping athletes eligible to play. The fraudulent classes lasted nearly 18 years. Athletic department advisors actively using them to maintain the eligibility of football and basketball players. Academic counselor Mary Willingham exposed that some athletes she worked with were reading at a grade school level. Yeah. So despite having a massive scale of shadow curriculum, the NCAA could not conclude that UNC violated academic fraud rules of 2017 because the classes were technically available to all students, not just athletes. Shit. That would be kind of fire. You go into, you actually care about, let's say, the hypothesis of Dungeons and Dragons. You walk into the class and they like, hey, actually, like, you just can kick it, bro. Like, just chill. We will we'll have a test at the end and it's very opinionated. Like, just say what you think about Dungeons and Dragons and you get an A. Actually, I want to see, because there was someone that actually submitted a paper and they were like, yeah, this guy is like he is not college material, if that makes sense. Let's grab that. I can't find it, but yeah, it was it was maybe 5 sentences and fucked up, grammatically incorrect. But yeah, here. Shoot, I forgot what we were even talking about with LeBron. Oh, here we go. Yes. So this is how it's supposed to go down. Obviously, LeBron's on the Lakers. His son Bronny is on the Lakers. I assume that they would just end it off with that, seeing that the Lakers probably have a second pick. I don't know if they, or a second round pick. I don't know if they do, and I feel like a lot of second round picks are throwaways anyway. And I've heard people say, like, why would they pick up Bryce if he's not even that good? He's on Arizona. I don't even think he gets any playing minutes. So in my mind, I'm like, it's not about if he's good, in my mind, because at the end of the day, what incentivizes the owner to want to win championships? In my mind, what entices the owner to win championships is so that their team becomes more regarded and it gets more fans. More fans means that more people want to come to the games. More people want to come to the games mean that they're going to spend money on seats. You can also price up seats. You can, you're obviously getting money off of commission or, food, jersey sales, things like that. So it's beneficial to the money-making portion. Everything comes down to money. These people, I actually heard a statistic where they said if you made $120,000 a year for, what was it, 84 years, you wouldn't even touch, like, it was some random player. I think it was Mark Crabb. I had to look him up. I don't even know who that is. And they were saying, like, if you were to make, I think it was $600,000 a year since Columbus hit America, that you wouldn't be in the realm of Luol Deng's salary, which is crazy. And Luol Deng, he's like he was good. I'd say he's like an upper tier player. He was in the league for a long time, but I by no means a superstar, at least in my book. Maybe someone else knows better than me. I don't know. But yeah, it's just crazy how much these niggas make. And I don't know. I could have sworn they were like bitching about something like a few years ago. Like, we want to make whatever. I don't have anything to back that up. But yeah, pretty much I was thinking, like, the Lakers would want to draft Bryce because it's going to be like, well, number one, this is going to be maybe, I don't know, unless there's another, it's going to take at least another fucking 20 years before we see this happen again. I feel like where there's a superstar and he has two of his sons on the same team as him, like at least 20 years, but at the most, probably never, more than likely. Right. But yeah, it's going to be about the money because it's going to be number one, a farewell tour for one of the greatest to ever do it, and then also see his kids. So you're also seeing history in the making, where a nigga literally plays a season with his two children. They're probably going to get cut right afterwards because then they got to get back to money making, the Lakers. But yeah, that's going to be a huge money making portion. Like there will be no reason to not grab Bryce, unless of course they don't have a second round pick. But even then, I would sell some pieces off, like some bench niggas, because it's last time that LeBron James did this for Bronny, he was forcing people's hands. He had Rich Paul reach out to folks and say like, hey, if you draft him, he is not going into the NBA. Like he's going to redact or step out of the draft or whatever. And pretty much only the Lakers are going to be able to draft him. But here, I'm just going to get into it. So this is cut up into 3 different steps: one to acquire LeBron, one to acquire Bronny, his firstborn, I believe, and then one to acquire Bryce, his secondborn. So first way is through the free agency or sign a trade for the summer of 2026. Pretty much the Lakers are going to trade for LeBron. Lakers receive, some salary filler, future second round picks, and massive trade exemptions, I guess, in order to get LeBron James. I don't know. If you're 42 years old, I'm like, bro, you're a billionaire. You can take some fucking pay cuts to do this thing. Like, I don't know why you need to make like the maximum, but whatever. Here, let me open this shit up a little bit more. I got glasses on, but I still can't see shit. Let's see what this Jake says. Right, y'all. All right. Yeah, and then Cavs receive LeBron James. Second portion, during the summer of 2026 as well, roster acquisition for Bronny. So, literally the exact same thing. Trade details: LA Lakers send Bronny James over to Cleveland, and Cleveland sends back some cash, 28 top SS protected. I don't know what that even means. 28 top SS protected second round pick. I think protected means that if it goes like in the top 10, like technically the Lakers will still be able to pick for their own guy. But if it's lower than that, then or a certain pick, then the Cavs can use it. And then also in order to get Bryce James, they're just pretty much just going to draft him in 2026. Not crazy, but yeah, the first father-son trio in the history of the NBA. I want to see it. I'm trying to watch something like this. I watched LeBron, past Kareem. I watched LeBron most games ever played, I believe. No, that wasn't that. Most points. I can't remember shit. There's so many records being broken or whatever. I'd love to see it, but I don't know if it's going to come to flourishing. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, it's going to make the NBA a ton of money. It's going to make other, because even if they go to Minnesota, it's going to make that city so much money because so many people are going to go in to watch that happen in Minnesota. So literally, this is a nationwide like money making, not scheme, but money making plan. So I don't see why the NBA wouldn't want this to happen. Like if they can do that goddamn bullshit ass Luka, Anthony Davis bullshit for Cooper Flag, they can definitely get this shit popping off. So we'll see how that works out. But other than that, let me see. Since I just spent 20 minutes talking about the NBA, I didn't realize I would even talk this much on it. I think I got one more NBA thing. Oh, Fuego. Next year might be the best NBA that we've ever seen. Adam Silver officially announces that the 2027 NBA All-Star Weekend will now include a one-on-one tournament for a $10 million grand prize. Now, the only issue I see with this is that everyone's good, and anyone that you actually want to see is going to opt out. It doesn't help anyone. I mean, unless they're really like that. Because, like, even with the dunk contest, when LeBron James said, like, no, I'm not going to do the dunk contest, it's literally only going to hurt me if I don't win. Like, I'm on top of the world right now. What would be the point of me even doing this? It's like, I don't want that to happen with the one-on-one. I'm watching this shit. This is going to be the number one rated or number one event in All-Star Weekend if they actually do this shit. That's 2027. Yeah, that's next year. Yeah, so shit, I'm in it to win it. I love it. Yeah, the only thing I could see that could be an issue is that like none of the stars want to do it because if you're a Chris Paul, like you're nice, obviously you're a good player, but it's like if Wemby opts in, it's like yeah, Wemby's gonna win. I don't know, but maybe that's the. You know what? Fuck all that. That's the excitement of it. I'm wrong on that part. I'm watching if Chris Paul and Wemby are playing against each other. I'm like, maybe he ekes something out. I'm watching if Chris Paul or Kyrie goes in it. I'm watching it. Like, the only thing that's gonna be kind of annoying if it's just like all slashing wings. Like, we get a Jason Tatum versus Paul George. I mean, they can shoot threes and everything. I'm in it I don't give a fuck. I'm watching this regardless. I don't care who's in it actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because that's another thing too, is that this is going to be a good way to solidify yourself. Because even if you're a mid player, like who's that man on the Cavs right now? Let me get his name up. He's the white kid on the Cavs. He's like pretty short, or not the Cavs, Celtics. Celtics roster. Starts with P. Peyton Pritchard. Yep, there we go. Yeah, Peyton Pritchard. Like, he's one of them ones that he might be able to win some shit like this. Like, that's all I've heard about him is just like, yeah, he's really one of them folks. So, you know, you can make a name for yourself where you're like, no, bro, like, I won 5 times the one-on-one. Like, no one could touch me. I was the best pound-for-pound player offensively in the NBA. Like, no one can take that away from me. It's like, yeah. Hey, and then it's like, well, if the stars don't want to come out and play and prove themselves, like if KD don't come out and prove himself, it's like, are you the best scorer? Hey, nut up, nigga. Real talk, like nut up. Let's see what's going on. All right, but other than that, I think it's a really good outlook for the NBA next year. I can't wait. I want to see this father-son duo or trio come into play. I want to see 1v1s, and I don't know if y'all seen, but also you know, Angel Reese is over in ATL. I can't really say I'm happy for it, or I don't feel any sort of way towards it, honestly. I'd rather have Caitlin Clark, but that's neither here nor there. But I saw that the WNBA actually petitioned and got some higher pay. So, you know, good for them. They deserve it. You know, hopefully it doesn't affect their overall. You know, I don't want people getting cut from the team because they're having to pay their members so much more. I believe it's like up to $1 million versus like, I remember I looked at, and this is when I was getting paid like significantly less than I'm getting paid now. Like 3 years ago, I was looking at the WNBA roster, and it was like only 3 of the women on Atlanta's team were making more money than me. You know, I assume that they're making more in sponsorships or whatever, but yeah, just their base salary, I was like, that's kind of sad. Like they're probably living in an apartment that looks worse than my shit. So, and they're playing on national TV, but you know, it is what it is. But either way, hey man, this is an NBA special edition right here. I didn't think I would do it, but it's an NBA special edition right here. So I'm gonna do an actual episode where I talk about like things about the world this Friday. But at least this is a nice NBA. And I know I told people at the top of the episode, like, hey, even if you don't like the NBA, it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be, you know, I got away from myself, but it is what it is. I enjoyed the episode. If you didn't like it, hey, that's cool. Just log into the next one. I'll see you later. Bye.